Alright gamers, Keith Hershey here. Let me just check something here so we don't get this autofocus. Okay, here we go. Alright, so anyhow, this is take 2 on trying to do an update for y'all on the channel. I apologize it's been so slow. I have been pouring a lot of time into getting this program for the kids down at the community center up and running. It's going pretty well. We are currently running every Wednesday after school, starting at 4 p.m. until the center closes at 9. Sometimes we get done a little early. That gives us a pretty good amount of time. Gives us about 4 hours of the time to play some games. Also, we are running on Saturdays. I got enough interest, so I went ahead and decided to contribute an additional day. So we have games that run on Saturdays as well. The community center is only open from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Saturdays, unfortunately. But we make use of what time we can get. Alright, so the program, currently on Saturdays, we're definitely getting at least 20 kids, possibly more. I'm starting to get to where I'm going to have to start doing a sign-in so I can actually gauge how many kids actually show up. It's getting really hard to keep track of them all. So far, their favorite game by far is Dungeons and Dragons. We're trying to get them to broaden their horizons. It's like pulling teeth at times. A lot of that comes into play. I've been playing D&D so long, and I've introduced a lot of players to the game, so I know how to get players up and running without bogging them down with too many rules from the get-go. Problem with some of the other games is I don't know them too well, so I'm having to learn it, and it's hard to figure out how to get someone up to speed in playing a new game when I actually haven't played it. So that's becoming a bit of an issue on my side, and hopefully pretty soon I can get with some other people so we can learn some of these games, so I can help teach the kids how to play those other games, get them up and running quickly without getting them bored, because they do have short attention spans. I have 6 kids that have stepped forward that want to become dungeon masters for Dungeons and Dragons, so that's awesome. We are going to be losing one kid already. He is moving to South Carolina, Travelers Rest, South Carolina. And he was the first kid to Dungeon Master an adventure that he created himself. He did a good job on it. And I went ahead and printed off a little certificate saying he was a certified Dungeon Master for our program. So he's pretty happy about that. And we also went together and we got him a starter kit for D&D. So he was really happy about that because he doesn't have anything for the D&D yet. Because basically all the kids have been borrowing my stuff until some of the D&D stuff comes in from some of the donors that are lining up. So we have 6 kids wanting to D up, which is great. The good thing about this kid, Mac, who is moving, Saturday will be his last day. He's moving over there. He's learned a little bit about the Dungeon Master. He doesn't have all the rules down pat, but he knows enough to get by and to get started. So he's moving. He's got a starter kit, and even if he doesn't find a group that's already made, in school is a perfect place to make friends. He can tell them about this cool game he played called Dungeons and Dragons, and voila, he can have probably an instant group out there, because now he has got the starter set. He's got enough to get him started. So, and I've told him where to go to try and pick up some of the other books and stuff to expand on that. So, good luck to Mac. Okay, moving on. We're getting a lot of other games. I'm also trying to create another program for the kids that pick up and learn more than just Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm titling it, for Games Masters. So for that one, I'm making it to where, if they can learn, 6 or 7 different games, and they learn it, and they actually run those games, then I will be making them a certified Games Master under our program. Games for Castilla County is what I'm calling the program. So, so the kids are pretty excited about that. We have a couple of big donors that have really stepped up. Just a couple of weeks ago, Mayfair Games sent a pretty good sized box of games to us. Thank you. Also, we have Mike Webb from Alliance Games Distributors. He just sent me a list, and it is a big list of stuff that he sent out today. So probably in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll get that shipment. So I'm really excited to see a lot of those games. And of course, another company and name that we're working with is Dan Mazur with the NCG, National Club of Gamers. They have a small little entity underneath them called Social Interactions Incorporated, and they decided to step up and help us get this program running for the kids. They've donated a nice sizable budget for us to get going, and I put him in contact with Mike Webb with Alliance Game Distributors, and he's going to be buying the games from them to send to us. That way the money will go further, we can get more games and whatnot. So Dan is currently working with Mike in getting that set up so he can purchase the games and send those. So in the next couple months, we're going to see a whole lot of games, some pretty cool games for the kids. Of course, one of the comments Dan Mazur had said is, do you have enough room to store all these games? Well, thank goodness at the community center there's quite a bit of room, so we do have enough room, which is going to be pretty cool. We'll probably be able to fill up one of the closets they have upstairs with nothing but games. That's going to be awesome. So that's cool. I'm already seeing some other areas that we need help with. The room upstairs that Tomas is letting us use, he's the director of the community center. Unfortunately, the sun comes in the evenings, and that sun gets pretty hot up there. There's no AC up in that room. There's just 2 small windows for ventilation, so it gets pretty hot. So we're needing help with getting some blinds put into there, maybe even some stand-up fans or something like that to put in there. Right now there's a long conference table with about 8 office chairs. Obviously that's not enough for 20 kids. Right outside of there, that's where we've been kind of playing. Tomas has let us play in the lounge area. They have 3 couches, and I set up a table. It's kind of one of the plastic tables out there, so that'll handle about 7 kids. They do have some more tables downstairs, but they're the old wood and metal tables, and I'd have to cart those up the stairs to set up, and man, they're heavy. So I'm going to be trying to find some people out there that are willing to donate, getting us some of the tables you can get at like Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot, those type of tables, the plastic or the resin tables, I'm not sure what you call them. And we could definitely use some of those, so I'm not having to lug up these huge tables from downstairs. And of course, they do have some chairs downstairs. They have the metal fold-out chairs. One problem we did run into is they have a couple big meeting rooms downstairs. They usually reserve those for people that will rent those rooms. They only have about 50 chairs. So if they have a meeting down there, there's no chairs for me to go down there and pick any up. So we also need options for seating, getting some more metal chairs or something like that. So if any of you are interested in helping us out, donating any of these things, feel free to message me either through my channel, or you can send an email, Keith Jr., KEITHJR42 at hotmail.com, and in the subject line just put Youth Gaming Group, so I can kind of filter that out, so I know what it's about. And just let me know if you have ideas on how we can accumulate some of that stuff, or if you're willing to donate, work with you on how we can coordinate that. Let's see what else. Also that Dan Mazier with NCG, he donated a LCD projector. So that's another program that the community center is trying to do. Is they're trying to put together a movie night in the library. They've got a bunch of movies. It's just a matter of trying to put it out there for a large audience. So they're trying to do something like that for the kids. Tomas did a trial run. He borrowed the LCD projector from the school next door, and that trial run we had 120 people show up, the kids and the parents and whatnot, so that was a pretty good turnout. So I was happy that Dan was able to donate, so now the community center has their own, so we can use it and we're not having to rely upon the school next door in case they're having to use it. So that will help out. So thanks again to Dan. And of course, I have to give a shout out to Tim Riley. He has helped put me in touch with quite a number of these good fellows. So I appreciate Tim Riley. Thank you. Back to the DMing. My DMing, it is really slacked off, and I apologize for that. Just things have really, my schedule has gotten hectic, and then of course, towards the end of summer here, a lot of my players were running into schedule changes and conflicts. So it looks like everyone's schedule is starting to kind of stabilize, and I'm feeling the need to DM again. So I'm going to start working on putting together an adventure, and hopefully we can run through it. I've actually been kind of toying with Samway 7 RPG's new module he put out. Thank you, Tim. Mercato's Lair. And I know Tim has been working on this for quite some time. I haven't had a chance to completely look through it. I started looking through it last night, and I'm pretty excited by what I have seen so far. And I know Tim, he really puts a lot of heart and soul into what he puts out there. So I've actually been toying with possibly even running some people through that, but I won't know for sure until I go through it. So I will be making an announcement through the Facebook group shortly when I have an adventure ready to go. So as far as regular games, there for a while I was running 2 to 3 games a week. Unfortunately, now that I'm running with the kids, I don't have as much time to put into DMing. So I don't know if I can even guarantee I'll be able to run 1 session a week. So it'll probably just be some one-shots, or if I do run something a little longer than one shot, it might be once a month, maybe more. We'll see. Fantasy Grounds. I don't know if you guys have been watching. They recently acquired Tabletop Connect, 3D virtual tabletop company. So kudos there. Also, a couple weeks ago, Doug did an interview with Dave over at Table Talking. So it was a really good interview. If you have not seen it, I suggest you go over to Dave's channel at Table Talking there, Tabletop Gaming. Check it out. A lot of good info on there, the history of Smiteworks, even more history than I've heard before. Also, you know, what they're up to. Dave also gave out some suggestions that actually Doug really liked, so you might see those. And Dave actually asked him about the Unity port that will be coming down the road. So Doug was able to give some information on what might happen as that and their progress on that. So if you're interested in where Fantasy Grounds is going and what they're up to, I highly recommend you check that out. Also, I will be on a panel for the RPG Brigade's BrigadeCon 2015. I'll be on a panel tomorrow with Nathan Like, see Ian, I'm trying to remember who else it was, Nate Vanderzee, Ian Christensen, and I believe there was one more person. Let me see if I can find out who that was. And also James August Walls will be on that panel tomorrow. It'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So please tune in and check us out. Nate's channel is WASD20. I'm trying to remember what Ian's is. Ian's probably going to kill me because I don't know it offhand. Sorry, Ian. Yeah, I'm just pulling a mind blank. Sorry. But if you look around, you could find Ian's channel. So I'm trying to find it. It's going to drive me batty. Sorry. Okay, moving on. I'm trying to think of what else we have going on. Oh, also, some other things we could use for that gaming program. Dice. I need dice. I have, well, at one point I thought I had a pretty good collection of dice. Well, the kids don't have any dice to use, so they're having to borrow mine. Some of them have gotten lost. But there's just so many kids now that it's hard to keep track of them all, and it's dwindling. So we could use some more dice, and also it gets spread real thin when I have it. I've also built a little dice tower using cardboard because I noticed some of the kids were cheating. So I didn't say any names when I pulled it out. I explained what it was and the reason why. I said, because I've noticed some of you all are cheating. I'm not going to say who you are. You know who you are. And actually, they've been really good at using the dice tower, so that's really helped for them. I didn't think I'd ever use a dice tower, but yeah, it happened. Let's see. I guess I need to wrap this up because I'm getting to where I'm just rambling on. So anyhow, thanks everyone for tuning in. Sorry I've been slow in the updates. Just trying to get this program up and running for the kids. So I hope to see you all soon as I put my DM cap back on for y'all. And y'all take care and happy gaming.